My name is Sam Kyle, and I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the United States. And I chose to study in the GDip as my wife and I were preparing to potentially move overseas as long-term missionaries. We knew that I wanted to get some seminary and formal training to equip us as we sought to go and equip God's church in unreached and unengaged places around the world. So I always knew I wanted to go to seminary, and in my journey of searching for a seminary to choose, there's so many out there and can sometimes become a little overwhelming. But when I came across Union School of Theology, I knew that this was the right fit for a few reasons. One of the big ones was practically, financially, it was significantly cheaper than other options. My wife and I, knowing that we wanted to serve in a cross-cultural environment, we didn't want to take out more student loans. So being able to partner with churches and to pay along the way was incredibly intriguing to us. But then not only that, but as we sought to find ways to serve the church globally, the program at Union seemed like a model that we also could replicate and multiply in other places. To be able to be surrounded by other believers where you're reading books, you're reading scripture, and then you're discussing those, it felt like a model that not only was I going to be trained in the teaching of systematic theology and church history, but also in the methodology of how do we gather believers and how do we train one another theologically and biblically to be able to serve the churches in our local context. So far, my favorite module has been systematic theology with Dr. Lethem. His approach with his textbook on systematic theology and readings from Bavinck and John Calvin have really challenged me in my understanding of theology. I think in my upbringing, a lot of my theology just came from the Sunday morning or from other preachers who would share that this is what we believe about God, but I never had a biblical understanding and historical understanding of what do we as evangelical Christians believe about God. About the Trinity, about providence, about grace. And so through systematic theology, it's been equipping me not only with here's what Christians through the years have believed about God, but here's the biblical approach as well. So it's been incredibly helpful in my own personal journey, but I know it's going to be helpful in the journey for wherever God will take me for His church.